Welcome back, travelers. Tonight's tale, Fire and Evil. Our heroes have been transported out of our world and into a realm of flame and ash. Will they overcome the voices and defeat the visions and the nightmares, or will their journey end in torment and misery? Welcome to Darkstone Drinkin'. Hey everybody, welcome back to Darkstone Drinkin'. My name is Seth Campbell. If you just joined me, what you're watching is a drinking game to the tabletop RPG Shadows of Brimstone, which is a tabletop game where you play as a group of heroes in the Old West trying to defeat eldritch horror monsters and other evils coming out of the mines around the town of Brimstone. And so what we do here is I play the game, and I have drinking rules that hopefully you are drinking along to. So grab your drink and jump in, and we will show you the rules as we go. This is not a tutorial video, so if you've never played the game before, this may not be the best place to start unless you're just looking to have some drinks and have some fun. But you may learn a few things, and if nothing else, hopefully it piques your interest and you invest a lot of money and jump in the game. But for those of you who are familiar with the game, pop it on while you're painting some models, grab your drink, and join in with me. So with that, let's take a sip to get us started, and we'll jump into the drinking rules. Okay, so let's get into the rules here. You can see them up on your screen. We're going to take a few single drinks, a few double drinks, and a couple of shots. So first of all, we're going to take a single drink whenever a new enemy appears or a new batch of enemies. We're going to take a single drink whenever an encounter is drawn. That's events that our heroes have to pass tests and trials and things like that. We're going to take a drink whenever a hero takes a group of wound or sanity damage. And we're going to take a drink whenever a hero rolls a 1 for their movement. Then we're going to take 2 drinks whenever the darkness moves. That's the energy force that's trying to escape the mines. And then we're also going to take 2 drinks whenever a depth event is drawn. So that's when we roll to hold back the darkness. If we roll doubles, that triggers a depth event. So we'll take 2 drinks for that. Then we're going to take 2 drinks whenever a hero or an enemy has a critical hit. For enemies, that might be their version of a critical hit. And we're also going to take 2 drinks whenever Darkstone is drawn or given to a player. That's these wonderful purple little gems. That's an energy source in the mines. It also is a source of corruption. And then we're going to take a shot if a hero is KO'd, so if their health or sanity is brought down to 0. And we're also going to take a shot after every fight. Last game, we took a lot of shots because my heroes were getting KO'd all over the place. So we'll see what happens tonight. So with that, we're going to switch over to our game screen and update where we are in the story and begin. Okay, so when we last left our heroes, they had been utterly defeated by the Hellfire Succubi and the Night Terrors and all the monsters that had come out of the mines, and their bodies were ravaged and they were lying on the ground bleeding out. And as their consciousness was leaving their bodies, they heard a dark voice in the background saying, "Bring them to me." And the Hellfire Succubi crowded around and grabbed them and transported them out of our world. And now our heroes, Lily the rancher, Sonny the Indian scout, Willie the piano player, and the mysterious Reverend Haig have woken up in the caverns of Cinder, a realm of lava and ash and flame and giant statues and temples and magical energy pulsating everywhere. And they have woken up there. They have been brought here by the Succubi. Something has brought them here, and obviously, I'm sure meat is up to no good. So they have no idea how to get back to their world. The portal is closed behind them. They've all taken some injuries, more minor, more or less, with broken collarbones, and although Lily has some internal bleeding, so she's definitely going to need to get that fixed. So she can't afford to take any more injuries, but they're here and they have nothing to do now but to press forward. Clearly the source of the dreams has been calling to them specifically, and so they are going to press forward and see if they can find the source and defeat the evil and end the nightmares. So with that, let's take a sip to get us started. And let's get going. So we're in the Caverns of Cinder, so as every hero activates, they have to take a hit for every clothing item they have because it is hot in here. It is flame everywhere and lava everywhere. So they are burning up. So we're going to start with Sonny. He has 2 items of clothing, so he has to take 2 hits for that. So he needs to block that. And he does, so he does not burn up for that. So he's now going to activate and try to move forward and press into the caverns. Oh wait, before he does that though, we need to roll to hold back the darkness. Again, let's drink every time I forget to do something or forget a rule. We may stop doing that, though, if we start drinking a lot, because I do want to actually be able to walk up the stairs and make it up to my bed. Okay, we did not hold back the darkness, so it moves forward 1, because we rolled a 5, so we need to take 2 drinks. I took 2. Don't worry. And then Sonny's going to move forward. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to look through the door and get 5 XP. And we're gonna draw a map tile, so he looks through. Alright, as Sonny looks through the door, there's a humming of alien machinery and pulsating sounds, and he looks through and there is the group of drilling machines drilling into the earth, trying to pump some sort of source out of this god-awful place. And you can see that, and there are 3 different potential entrances there. So we'll find out which way they need to go in a minute. Place our exploration token, and that Reverend Willie is going to step up and start. He has no clothing. I mean, he's wearing something. No. Okay, so he has no clothing, so he's fine. He's not going to burn up. So he's going to roll. He rolls a 3. He's like, hey, Sonny, wait up for me. He tries to catch up. And then we're going to move to Lily. She also has no clothing. They're all naked, which is great. And she rolls a 1, so we need to take a drink for her movement. That also gives her a grit. Everyone's also +1 grit, which is great. So just she's not gonna use that grit. She's gonna save it up, but she's just gonna go ahead and move forward 1. She's clutching her side. The bleeding's kind of getting to her. Reverend Haig tosses her a glance. You can tell she's not all right. And then the Reverend has 1 clothing item, so he takes a hit, and he passes that, so he does not burn up. He also rolls a 1. He's got a broken collarbone, though, so he's -1 grit, so he can only hold the grit he has. Oh, no, he would be at 3. No, he gets another one. So we roll a 1, so take a drink. And we are there, ready to flip that exploration token. All right. With that, we're going to flip the exploration token, so we're just exploring the Caverns of Cinder looking for the voices, and it is immediately an attack and a clue. So let's get going here. All right. Right off. Okay. A cold chill falls over the chamber as a massive shadow of pure evil rises up before them, and immediately there's a pulsating of energy, and a blue shadowy figure of the shade of Belial appears. Oh my god. The great Lord King of the Caverns of Cinder himself has risen up. He's sending his avatar through the mines, projecting his energy out at them, and he is there to confront them. And he says, okay, so right off the bat, we're in a big fight. So Belial is reaching out. He has an initiative of 4. Sonny and Willie get to activate before him. So first of all, Sonny has to block his. First of all, we're gonna roll to hold back the darkness, and we do. So that's good. Sonny's gonna roll to see if he is taking some wounds from burning up. He misses 1, so he's going to take a wound. And we take a drink. And then he's going to roll for his movement. No, he's not going to move because it'd be nice to get some grit. Oh, nice. Okay, we rolled a 1, take a drink. He gets another grit. He also has a broken collarbone. But because they're in the Caverns of Cinder, they have an extra max grit. All right, let's see. Let's just go ahead, and Sonny's he's gonna politely wait for the Lord of Cinders to stop talking, but then he's gonna pull up his carbine and let out some shots. And it's 1 hit. He's gonna re-roll 1 of those. It's a miss. Let's go ahead and re-roll that grit. Or use that grit. To go ahead and re-roll both of those. Oh man, they're both misses. Okay, fine. He's got 1 hit. So let's roll for damage. And it is 6 damage. So 2 gets through, so he pulls back his carbine. He only gets 1 shot, and he fires it. Hits the Lord of Cinders in the shoulder. Doesn't do a whole lot to him, but it is a hit nonetheless. Also, though, sorry, we need to have Sonny do his Unspeakable Terror. So he takes 2 horror hits. He blocks 1 of them. So he takes 2 sanity damage. And we take a drink. All right. And then old Willie's gonna step in. He's like, whatever. I might be dreaming. It might be real. I don't give a crap. And so he's gonna step forward. He rolls a 2. Lily yells at him to stop. She's like, Willie, what the hell are you doing? He doesn't quite get close enough to fire, but he's gonna walk up there and bluster about anyways. And so his turn is done. Move my phone here. All right, we're gonna move to Lily. She has no clothing items, so she's going to... Oh, Willie has to do his Unspeakable Terror. He passes that, so he doesn't take any wounds for that. It's Lily's turn. She cannot... she rolled terribly for those sanity damages. She's going to use a grit to re-roll that. I would just hate for her to lose that much sanity right off the bat, because she already... Wait. Why do I have 3 sanity on her? Did she lose those? No. Did I forget to take those off of her? Yeah, I think I did. So, okay. So that'd be 4 sanity damage. That's a lot. Yeah, we're going to use a grit. Reroll those. Okay, she passes that. She's going to step forward. 1, 2, 3. She's close enough to hit him. She's only got one shot that she can do. And it's a critical. That's sweet. Take 2 drinks. Okay, so he only, let's see, critical hits. So he can't take more than 4 wounds from any single hit. Extra damage is wasted. And a critical hits only reduces defense to 2. All right, so she's gonna see what her damage is. It's 3 plus 2 from her, so it's 5. So only 3 gets through. So she pulls back her rifle, sights down, and shot. Again, it kind of glances off his shoulder, and he kind of winces a little bit, but ultimately doesn't phase him too much. So he's at 5 out of 45. So he's still got 40 left. So we've got a lot to go. So let's see. I got some XP to do. Sonny got some XP. Lily got some XP for that. She has a scroll of Ascaro. Do we want to use that? Oh no, that doesn't do anything. Okay. Alright. Okay. Before the Reverend can activate, the Shade of Belial activates. And it is going to target. Let's find out who he's going for first. He's going to target Sonny. They always target Sonny first, I feel like. And he pulls his wings up and flies in and lands right in front of Sonny. Okay, so Belial is going to target Sonny. He's got 6 attacks coming at him. So we've got 1, 2, 3 of them are successful, but they are 6 damage each. Ooh, my goodness. Oh, I'm sorry. Before he even does that, he's got to fire some shadow magic. So he draws into the magic and pulls out a sword of hellfire, crackling with burning embers. A massive sword made from fire erupts from his hands. The spellcaster immediately makes a 3 combat free attack against every hero within 2 spaces. He wasn't there yet, so it doesn't do anything, but he's got this blade, and he's waving it around, just warning them when he's over here, and he comes flying into Sonny, and he's going to then deliver his attacks. Okay, so 3 massive attacks are coming in at Sonny. Let's see if he can block them. He blocks 1. He blocks 2. He doesn't get the last one. And so the Lord of Cinders pulls out his flaming sword and swings it around and catches Sonny, and a massive gash and blood explodes, and he takes 6 damage. Boom. He's at 7 out of 10 now. So Sonny takes some wounds, so we take a drink. And that is the end of the Lord of Cinders' turn. Belial, last of the Shadow Kings. And so we move on to Reverend Haig now. He has a clothing item, so he's going to roll his hit. He does not burn up this time. He's going to roll his movement. And it's another 1, so he's immediately going to use that grit to move it, to add 6 to that, so he's got 7. So let's take a drink for the movement. And then, so it doesn't make any sense for him to do any of his cleansing fire, so he's not going to. All right, so he's got a 7. So Reverend Haig is going to step forward. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to jump in there, and he's going to hold his book, his holy book, the Bible, up, and his cross, and he's got 3 combat he's going to do. First, though, before he does that, he's going to look inwards and pray, and he's going to use 1 faith to cast faith healing. So we roll 2, and it doesn't do it. So, but he can. He's going to spend a faith to add 1 to a casting roll just rolled. That's a bummer. So he can't. He's not going to get it because we got to get to a 6. So he tries to pray to the Lord to heal Sonny, and in this place of hell, it's just not going to happen. And the sermon has no effect, and Sonny is not healed. And so instead, the Reverend pulls up his cross and his Bible, and he's going to just start wailing on Belial instead. And he's got. But nothing happens. The Belial just kind of fades in and out of reality, and just every time the Reverend tries to get a hit, he just moves and he laughs. And nothing happens. And it's frustrating to the Reverend. All right, we're into turn. We're gonna hold back the darkness. 7, we do it, so we're good there. And then start with Sonny. First is unspeakable terror. One of them does not get through. He doesn't make one of those, so he's going to take 2 sanity damage. Sonny's getting a little beat up here. Let's take a drink. All right. Sonny also has clothing that he's got that's getting hot in here. And he's going to re-roll one of those because he can't afford. He's like 5, 6, 7. He's 7 out of 10 health. We can't afford to lose anymore. Oh, crap. Okay, well. So he's burning up. So he takes 1 hit. And we take a drink. Lily might have to use her bandages on him, which I believe she can do. Let me just double check here. All right. So Sonny's gonna get ready to fire. He's only got 1 hit there. He's going to use his grit, though, to roll those again. We just can't afford any misses here. Belial is too massive to do that. And so now he's got 2 hits. So let's roll for the damage. And neither of them get through, though. Crap. Okay, so he lets off 2 shots. But they just fly over Belial's head, or they bounce off his armor, and they don't make it through. So now we're going to move to Willie. He takes his unspeakable terror. That unspeakable terror ain't going to get through to old Willie. He ain't scared. And he blocks that, and so now he doesn't have any clothing. We have to roll 4, so he's close enough now. He's going to let off his little pistol he's got there. He's got 1 little shot in it. He says, "Hey, you son of a bitch." And he gets a shot off. Let's roll for damage. It's nothing. He pulls a little pistol out and he lets off a shot, and it flies past Belial, and Belial is laughing maniacally. Okay, and then so actually Belial needs to activate before Lily. I did that wrong last time. Okay, so now Belial has decided to change targets. He's going to attack Reverend Haig, and he's still flaming his sword, but before he does that, he's going to cast some shadow magic, a riddle of time, a dark riddle wrapped in the laughter of the fallen king and the tears of countless souls crushed underfoot by time and torment. So he starts spouting. He says,
"Do you want to play a game? I use a riddle. A dark riddle wrapped in the laughter of the fallen king.
I'm not going to make up a riddle, but he comes up with some clever riddle. And so every hero must make a cunning 5+ test to decipher the riddle. So let's see, let's start with Sonny. He's a cunning 2. No, he's a cunning 3. If successful, they're +2 initiative. If failed, they're -2 initiative. Well, not that that really matters for me a little bit. All right, so Sonny, he solves the riddle. He knows the answer. I do not. Willie does not solve the riddle, so he is -2 initiative. Sonny will be +2 initiative, and Willie is going to see. He keeps his side bag though. And then Lily is cunning 2. She solves the riddle, so she's +2 initiative. That's good. So they all get to activate before Belial next time. Not Willie though. And then Reverend Haig solves the riddle. So he's +2 initiative. But he still won't have enough to activate before Belial. All right, so Belial's playing games with them and sending riddles their way instead of just killing them. All right, so now Belial is targeting Reverend Haig with 6 attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's really going for him. He's got 4 attacks coming in. He's raising that flaming sword up. And the Reverend is going to die if we don't do something, so he's going to use a grit to re-roll all of those. Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3. 3 of them. Whew, that's much better. Okay, so Belial pulls the flaming sword up, and he swings it at the Reverend, grabs his cross, blasts one of them away at a magical fury, and then the other. And then finally the last flaming strike is through and hits him in the shoulder, and you can feel the wound cauterizing, immediately, and it's, he screams in pain, and he takes 6 damage. And we take a drink. And we are on to Lily to do her Unspeakable Terror. First she needs to, we're going to do Unspeakable Terror first. And she misses both of them, so that would be 4 sanity damage. We'll just go ahead and take that. So the madness is just getting to her. We're going to take a drink. And then we have to roll for our clothing. She's got 1 clothing item. No, it's not her. It's Sonny and the Reverend. That's right. So she doesn't have to roll. Okay, so she's going to fire off her rifle. It's a hit. So let's see for damage. +2 damage, which is nice. 6. So that would be 7, 8. He can take a max of 4, so he takes 4 damage. So it's about as good as you're gonna get. So she pulls the rifle back and she says, "Riddle me this, you son of a bitch!" Blasts it up at him, and he gets 4 damage. And this one stuns him a little bit. He's like, "Ugh."
This one must go.
And she gets some XP for that. 4 times 5. And then it is Reverend Haig. He's going to try to cast another sermon, so he's going to use that faith. First we need to do his Unspeakable Terror. And it's a little too unspeakable for him this time, and so he's going to take 4 sanity damage. He's got to roll for his clothing. He's getting hot. It's getting hot in here. And it's just a little too hot, so he takes a wound for that. Alright, he's going to start by casting a faith healing. So let's roll for that. And it's not quite there, but he's going to go and use his final 2 faith. He's like, please, Lord, please. And he prays, and it gets through, so he gets to heal D3 wounds. Let's heal them from Sani, because Sani is... I don't know. He's looking at Sani, and he says to himself, Sani is about dead. If I heal him, it's not even gonna matter. So he takes in the healing energy to himself instead, and heals 2 wounds off of himself. He's not a good reverend. He's not a good person. And then he's gonna go ahead and take a swig from that whiskey, and heal that sanity back, and his mind's clearing up, and he's I'm feeling a whole lot better. And he pulls that holy book and that cross back, and he's got a critical. He's gonna use a grit to reroll 2 of those, and let's see what they do. And it's 2 hits. And so let's find out what our damage is. Let's roll for the critical. And it does not do anything. He takes his cross and it just bounces back. The evil energy from Belial's is too much even for the holy power of the Reverend. And then his other hit also does not get through. So they are not doing much to the Shade of Belial. If he's this bad, then the big one's the real thing is gonna be just nasty for sure. So then he also has to take a corruption hit. So let's do that. And he takes a corruption as he tries to hit Belial. It bounces off his armor, and he feels the evil energy course through his arm, and black veins start to appear. And he's like, "Oh no!" And he takes a corruption hit from that. All right, with that, the turn is over. But we've got a few people so Lily and Sonny are going to get to activate before Belial this time, so that's good. Okay, so let's hold back the darkness. We don't do it this time though, so the darkness moves forward. Let's take 2 drinks. Let's see, somebody has something they can do to try to hold back, to prevent drawing a darkness card. I don't remember who it is. Well, it would be the Reverend. Does he get his faith back already? Gets his faith back at the beginning. Yeah, start of each turn. Okay. So the darkness is trying to move out of the mines. And their heroes can feel its energy pulsing through. The Reverend decides to spend 2 faith to try to hold back that darkness. So he starts praying and speaking in tongues, and it's not quite successful. He tries, and he's holding the cross up, but the darkness moves through, and they can feel it, and it courses through anyways. And so we draw a darkness card. It's demonic speed, so all demon enemies are now +1 initiative and +2 move. So that would be the Shade of Belial. So he's now initiative 5, which is not good. So that means that only Sani is going to be able to. No, Sani and Lily will still be able to activate before him this turn. But now then, after that turn, only Sonny will be able to. So that's not good. So Sonny is. We'll do this next. Okay, we've got some things we can do here, but we're gonna wait. All right, so we've did the darkness, so now we're gonna start with Sonny. He's gonna roll his unspeakable terror, and it is he takes 2. Sonny's getting beat up here. Let's take a drink. And then he's getting hot, so he's got to roll twice for that. Oh man. Box 1. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's at 9 out of 10 health. Take a drink. And so with that, he's going to go ahead and roll his move. He's going to roll to escape. It's a 6. He does it. He escapes Belial's grasp, and so he's going to move backwards. He says not to leave the fight, but he's going to back all the way up because he's got a pretty good range. He's just going to get out of there, and that also means if Belial chases him, it'll free up his hero. So he's going to back all the way up. He's going to see if he can get a better shot off here. He's going to roll. And it's 1, 2. He's going to re-roll that to hit. And it does not make it, but we have 2 successful hits, so let's roll for our damage. Let's see if we can get anything to register on this massive guy. Yes, and they're 2 good hits, so he fires off 1, fires off 2. Both of them get through and cause 2 damage. Boom, boom, into the shoulder, and Belial staggers back. So that's, we're starting to do some real damage here. So he's now at 13 out of 45. So that's better. We're getting there. So that's 20 XP for Sonny. And then with that, we're going to move to Lily, who has to use her, she has to do her unspeakable terror. She gets 1 of them, so she doesn't get the other, so she's going to take 2 sanity damage. And we take a drink. I'm running out of drink. I might have to make a little bit more here. We're going to end at 11 no matter what, so we'll just have to find a good stopping point. Okay, she's not next to him, so she's going to go ahead and escape, or try to move backwards a little bit. Oh, it's a 1 for her movement, so we take a drink. She gets a grit. Let's see what are her special things she can do. Not a lot right now. Alright, she's going to use that grit immediately to add 3 to that roll, so she's going to go back up next to Sonny. Again, they just want to clear some space out, and because she's going to use her bandages on him and heal 4 off of Sonny, and then that gets her 5 XP for doing that. She runs back to him and grabs her bandages down and wraps them around his arm. He's like, thank you. And she's like, thank me when we win. And then she pulls back her rifle, and it's a successful hit. And it's only 3 damage. Nope, it's 5 damage because of her +2. So she pulls back, fires off a shot. It does get through. 1 wound goes flying into Belial. So he's now at 14 out of 45. So we've got 21 left. Woo! This sucker's going to take a while here. All right. And then with that, it is Belial, the Lord of Cinders. Turn. And so, let's see, he was targeting Reverend Haig last time. So first thing he's going to do is fire off some shadow magic. Magic with a K, so you know it's serious. And it's Wave of Death. A rolling wave of flame erupts from the hand of him, and burning to a crisp, any foolish enough to stand in their path. So target random hero within 5 spaces of the spellcaster and place a Hellfire marker in every space along the shortest distance to that hero, including the hero space. Any model in or adjacent to a space with one or more of these Hellfire markers also gains a burning marker. Okay, so that would be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would be Lily, Haig, or Willie. Great. So he's gonna target Lily. And so we place a Hellfire marker. Where's my Hellfire markers? Yep. So he calls up some dark energy from hell. Flame leaps up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on to Lily. And then it comes blasting down. In or adjacent to a space with one or more of these Hellfire markers. That would be Sonny too. So the Hellfire comes leaping up around Lily, and it also catches Sonny, so they get a burning marker on them. So that's not good. They're going to get burnt next turn. So burning. And then the fire dissipates. Let me just see. Oh, that's right. Hellfire also does stuff. So when a Hellfire marker erupts in a space, any model in that space takes 1 hit that does 2d6 damage. So she has to block that, and she does. So it erupts around her, but she leaps out of the way, and the Hellfire does nothing. So she barely escapes unscathed from the massive wave of Hellfire, but it does singe her and Sonny, and they take a burning marker, so they're going to get some wounds next turn from that, potentially. No, not potentially. Actually, they will. Okay, so with that then, Belial is done casting his shadow magic, and he's going to target somebody. He's going to target Lily. He says,
It's your turn.
he recognizes she's a pretty big threat here, and he spreads his wings out and goes again flying in and lands in front of Lily, and is gonna raise up that flaming sword again. 1, 2, 3 hits. This could be the end for Lily. Let's see. So 3 hits. So he raises up that flaming sword and comes striking at her. Let's see what the damage is. She does that. She blocks one of them. We can't take that much damage. She's going to use her last grit to re-roll these 2. She blocks one of them, so she takes her rifle. Somehow it doesn't break, and she bats away the sword, and then she ducks as the sword goes flying out around her. And she, but then it comes up again, it catches her underneath, and she takes 6 wounds for that. And we take a drink. And now we're going to move on to Willie, who has to take his unspeakable terror damage. And he just can't shake it this time. So he's going to take 4 sanity damage for that. Okay, take your drink for Willie's damage. Okay, and now Willie is gonna go protect his love, and he steps around over here and takes out his little pistol. He goes pew pew pew. It's a critical though. He's got a critical hit, and he says, "Hey, keep your hands, filthy demon hands, off of her." And so let's roll for that damage. It's only 1. He's gonna use his grit. He's gonna use his grit. And it adds nothing. So he's 2. So it does nothing. He fires and it bounces off Belial, and Belial laughs. And then he also has to take some corruption. And he laughs as the bullet bounces back, just right back straight into Willie with magical energy, and he takes a corruption hit. He's like, "Oh God, what the hell?" And then Reverend Haig turns around. He had already tried to hold back the darkness, and he couldn't, so he's going to use his last faith to do some more faith healing on himself. But he just can't quite do it this time. And so instead he's going to pull that. First he's going to take his unspeakable terror, which he passes 1 of them, but he doesn't get the other, so he takes 2 sanity damage. And we take a drink. And then he's got a clothing item. And isn't enough, so he takes a wound, so he's burning a little bit. It's getting hot. We take another drink. Oh, I didn't mix that good enough. All the rum's just sitting on top. Okay. Alright, with that, we're at the end of the turn. But before we get to the end of there, Sonny is gonna use his Battle Scout ability, and he's gonna do a chant, and and a battle cry, and he's like, "We can do this! We can defeat him!" And he's gonna rally everybody up, and he's gonna give everybody next turn +2 initiative, so that we can get a couple people over Belial's initiative level, and they're rallying, and they're gonna stop him, and they look him in the eye, and they say, "You ain't gonna defeat us, not this time. We're gonna take you down, and we're gonna find the real you. We're gonna chop off your nasty little head." Alright, with that, we're gonna end there, because it is almost 11 o'clock. And I like to go to bed at a somewhat decent hour, so we're gonna jump screens here and do our wrap up. Okay. With that, our heroes are rallying around Belial to see the shade of Belial to see if they can take him down. They're battered and they're taking hits, but they're going to see if they can bring him to his knees, and then they're going to find the real one, hopefully, and see if and defeat him, or at least they're going to try or die trying. So we're going to end it there and come back next week to see where we can go. So let's do our cleanup, our wrap up. So everyone, thank you for joining me. Always a blast, always a pleasure. If you're watching live or after the fact, send me a comment. Let me know if you're enjoying it, and let me know what you'd like to see. If there's some adventures that you want to play out, some story ideas, or what you're drinking. Tell me what you're drinking. I've been starting to post some drink recipes recipes that I threw a reel up on Instagram the other day, some Shadows of Brimstone inspired drinks. So check those out. So yeah, thanks for joining me once again. Always a blast. Go ahead and please, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to my channel here, and then also pop over to Instagram, where I'm doing a lot more Shadows of Brimstone stuff and some of my own personal board game stuff, and like and follow me there. So please, I would very much appreciate it. And so without further ado, we're going to end here. I'll see you guys next week. Again, same time, same place. The full edited version of this video will be up at Monday, sometime probably around 10 p.m. because that's when I have time to do stuff as a full-time father and husband. So look for that there. And yeah, stay safe out there. I'll see you next time.